And today, being Nate, he is here to give us a speech called Namaste. The word says it all. Let's welcome Nate with Namaste.
Aloha. Namaste to you all. What does Namaste mean? Does anybody want to guess? Ian.
I'll try to put it into words. I think it's just like an expression of peace be with you. Like kind of live long and prosper, sort of a...
No, okay. Would you like to try?
There are many translations, but one that kind of sums it up is the light and divine within me honors and bows to the light and divine within me.
That's very nicely said, and exactly how I would say is like I honor the God within you, and likewise. And so we're gonna talk a little bit about what source or prime creator or God kind of means to me in the kind of roundabout sense. And then so I'll start by saying, what is the first thing created in the womb, in a mother's womb, while you're being formed? Anybody want to take anybody?
I'll take a guess.
Take a guess.
Would it be the heart?
It is the heart. Wonderful. So the heart is the first thing, and so like how the concept of where we all come from is love, and love usually starts from the heart, and so that's the first thing. The second thing that's created from the heart is the tongue. The strongest muscle in the whole body is the tongue, believe it or not, and that's why we're at Toastmasters practicing our tongue waggly, so we can talk and stuff. Okay, so I just had to throw that in. So the part where we are creating the Big Bang. Now, some people really grasp to the fact that we've always been here, kind of reincarnation and coming back and all this. But then we have this mainstream science saying everything came from a minuscule, a small little dot. And so God looked through that dot and said, let there be light, and poof, all the planets and suns started coagulating into balls and gases, whatever, and I don't believe the gas theory at all. I think we're in an electric universe. Everything is basically electric and has always been that way. So we all have to realize that God's right in the pineal gland, okay? The seat of the soul. It's also called the seat of the soul because that's where your soul kind of resides. It's the only singular part of your whole body is your pineal gland. And it's the producer of serotonin, DMT, dimethyl something. I gotta get that right, it's kind of hard work. But so DMT is an interesting substance, right? Because now they're doing studies on what DMT is supposedly creates more of when you're born and when you're dying. And that's where people start to realize they can see beyond the veil, so to speak. And so I've done DMT, and it's by far the most ridiculous feeling and experience I've ever had in my entire life. And so does Mike Tyson says the same thing. So he is now seen God and had really changed a lot of his attributes of who he was and the kind of rough and tough fella. Now he knows he's not the top of the league, Anyway, so when I took DMT, it was just so bizarre. Felt like a freight train running over my head. Sacred geometry just twisting and twirling and undulating right in front of you. And you got this little machine elves kind of shocked that you're here. And they're like, whoa, yeah, whoa. And then they're kind of sticking the finger and laughing. I'm like, whoa, okay, calm down. And I had to bring it all back. And so my friend said, you're not done yet. I'm like, yeah, I am. That's like feeling like you're dying, basically. He says, yeah, you're going to put the fear aside and try to go through the next two volumes of experience. So I kind of passed on that. It wasn't my thing. It was a little frightening, that's why. I can handle a lot, and I have handled a lot. So I wouldn't suggest it to anyone, but I am trying to experience the one last cycle trip, which is the ayahuasca. Get a shaman, have a 3-day retreat and purging and all this stuff. And ayahuasca is a very interesting psychotronic time of experience because basically it's derived from 3 different parts of separate plants that produce this concoction. Basically, you need a shaman that kind of has a whole drum beat going on, keep you into that very mellow state of mind and, at least comfortable, right? So the experience kind of takes you where you're meeting the dark night of the soul. And it's like kind of processing like past traumas and bringing you into a state of understanding that you're never alone. And when you take the ayahuasca, you see Mother Ayahuasca kind of guiding you through different parts of traumatic areas of your life where you can actually process it. It's like a boot camp for processing traumatic stress issues in your life. And so when you kind of do all this, the 3rd day is going to be a lot more blissful. The first 2 is where you kind of have to purge and throw up and go through the traumatic stuff. But I kind of understand that you don't have any chain and ball to substance abuse, meaning you kind of kick out the urgency to want to do drugs and alcohol, which is one of the things that, I'm proud to say I'm a recovering drug and alcohol user. So, I almost died a few times through pancreatitis, which is the worst feeling of pain that, it's 2 weeks of a dagger sticking in your gut every 3 seconds. And the only way to alleviate the pain was, and in fact, I refused to go to the hospital with a big, because they would have helped me with the pain. And the pancreas is so inflamed that it's putting out too much lipase and literally liquefying your insides, which is horrible. The only thing that would eliminate the pain for a little while is hot water, warm water. And so I would submerge myself in the hot water and shower and raise up the water bill a little bit, but it helped. And I had a friend that made sure I didn't die. He said, I'll just call an ambulance. I was like, yeah, just moving was so painful for me. So 15 times, 2 weeks, I don't know why I'm still here. I'm amazed I'm still here. There must be a purpose, and maybe, I'm a little stronger in a different sense of being, but it wasn't easy. And I had to do a lot of forgiveness through my family and me, and so I had to talk to God a lot. I prayed a lot. And I said, I need strength. I need some type of hobby that will perk my interest and keep me out of, being bored and falling into the same vicious cycle. So yeah, I had some kind of spiritual. You relax there. Relax. So I had some spiritual things happen to me. And so one of it, which would be, finding out who my spiritual or my guardian angel was. So when I was 4 years old, I had been saved from a drowning. I fell into the pool before I could even take my breath, and I sunk to the bottom of the pool, and I was panicking, I couldn't swim up, I couldn't do anything. It was a hand that grabbed me by my hair, pulled me up the side of the pool, looked at me, and then walked away and vanished in the wooden fence. And I saw this, and nobody else saw it, but I finally got my breath, and I was like, like a little kid. Come on. So Mom kept me. Thought I was just tired, and I was trying to explain to her, and she was like, "Come here, you're tired. Go to my friend's bed." And it's like, I knew there was a link. There was something, because I I don't trust much around me, but I trust my instincts and my intuition. And I knew that that happened to me. And that wasn't the first time. I fell off the side of the mountain, literally coming down into the neighbor's yard in a thorn bush. But as I was falling, and before I hit the thorn bush, I just felt this just kind of like a bellowing cloud of a hand kind of cushioning my fall into the thorn bush, and I thought it was over, totally over. So I started doing my thing, 6 years old. Ah! My tricycle bust up. I couldn't turn the turn, right? So I was, and well, I had scratches, but I healed really fast, and I was just kind of confused because I swear I was gonna, totally break my neck or something, but it was just something weird. So I had to really understand that, even after all I've been through, there's a reason why I have wanted to see this part of all my lives into this one life, because we're at this pinnacle of our existence, and all these things happening at once. It's a big show, the biggest show in the universe, and everybody wants to see how we do. So, and maybe I can help out, do some service for others while I'm here, just help people understand what's going on. So I just want to let you know that there's some big events coming up, and the biggest thing you can do as a person to help other people is try to maintain a sense of peace, sense of you're being taken care of, and God's always there looking after you, and just try to be more, appreciate things. The more you appreciate life every day, and the more you express that to the higher source of who you are, and you are God, then things will really pan out a little bit more smoother through your direction and your soul journey. So, namaste, everyone. I love you.
Wow, I feel like when Nate gives a speech, there's a lot in there. There's a lot of, so much content in there that's actually something that's really good to grab onto. But there's a lot. All right, let's take 2 minutes.